Really great CGI. Probably some of the best and likely most expensive scene building I've ever witnessed. I mean, just look at the photo frames. They legit look 3D. That's incredible.
亡くなった人から手紙が届いたの。
自分が死んだ後も毎年誕生日には手紙が届くよう代筆を頼んだそうよ。
Immediately everything falls into place, knowing who she is and who her grandmother was. That's unreal. That's some JoJo level long-term coverage of a story.
おばあちゃん、私お母さんにまた嫌なこと言っちゃった。
I like that a lot. It's like come full circle, since her grandmother was the one once saying hurtful things to her own mother in that very small room all those many years ago. You can take an extra win for making me emotional whilst writing that previous win. All the memories came flooding back to me straight away.
悲しいことがたくさんあるかもしれない。頑張ることが多くてくじけているかも。アン、10歳の誕生日おめでとう。
毎年。
I tell you, this anime knows the key to my heart. I think it's got me more emotional, also thinking right now of how fleeting life is. Like, her losing her mother was everything at that time. Yet the pictures of her older with her husband and her own child are black and white. So much time has passed that there's now colour photographs in the home, and now she's long gone and her daughter is grown. I guess it just puts the passing of time into consideration when things like this happen. Our first gorgeously put together scenery shot. Oh goodness me, that's not sneaking by without one either. Look at the sheer volume of detail.
当時話題になっていたドールだったらしい。
And then you go and give us that view as well, you dedicated legends, you.
またある時は歌姫の依頼で新作オペラの歌詞を書いた。
This amazingly well done continuous motion shot along the street, and they didn't even use CGI characters on the sidewalk. They're hand done!
Violet だ。
Still going first person like it's no big deal whatsoever. Also, take a win here for the voice actors as a whole. They do an outstanding job, especially the voice actor for him. It's hard to believe he's the main bald-headed dude in Jobless Reincarnation and Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter. Also take another win for the apt choices of what to use during the flashback sequences, all to rehash the story in our memory. They friggin' drew all of this! Getting to see Violet again for the first time. She's like a long lost friend to me. This whole scene just has a vibe about it. Like, it does an amazing job of realising the special event that's taking place, legitimising it, making it real. Animating a whole bunch of people all moving within one scene together.
海への参加とっても良かったわ、バイオレット。
Komugi from Hunter x Hunter. Also, the fact that she still exists within the confines of this anime is worth its own win, not gonna lie.
ほんと苦労して書いただけあったね、バイオレットちゃん。
Same goes for Dio. You hear his voice, you give a win. Also, he voiced a dude in Hunter x Hunter. I only picked up on it during my third watch through today as of writing this, so I'm ashamed.
称えるのに苦労しました。
いや、まあ。
God, I love this studio and the excellent animation. Like I said during the series itself, I just see during moments like this the shape of voice. My favourite ever anime movie, and I love it.
お客様がお望みならどこでも駆けつけます。自動手記人形サービス。バイオレット・エヴァーガーデンです。
It might be a small win, but it still means a lot to me. So have one here for her classic introduction.
君が公開恋文を書いたフリューゲル王国 ダミアン国王の宣誓文。
Oh yes, that equals a win. I very much hope that they'll continue letting us in on some of the lives she changed or helped during the series over the course of this movie. Symbolism.
Oh, 元気そうだな。
はい、社長お久しぶりです。
劇作家さんの助手はもう慣れた？
They truly do some of the greatest world building I've ever witnessed, truly filling this scene with so much flagrant light and life to make it appear as lived in and as real as needed. Glorious stuff.
以前お芝居を見に行った後、エリカさんをご紹介して。
I love stuff like this, seeing him again, knowing full well that she was a mega fan of his prior to Violet setting off to him that episode. I tell you, I'm so glad that I covered the series so recently. It's still very fresh in my mind as a result.
焼きそば食え。
ちょっとベネディクト話の邪魔。
なんだよその言い方ひってえな。
Her face here in the background, because it's the same as me, knowing that these characters are still the same, playful bickering and such included. Makes me very happy.
強く願っても叶わない思いはどうすればよいのでしょうか。
This great non-exposition way of letting us know that Violet is still haunted by her past and the very prominent man in it, and that she's still struggling with moving on. Not walking on the spot! I'm still as impressed as before at how this animation is handled on her arms. I don't know if it's CGI or what, but it looks beautiful and smooth.
逃げろ。私を置いて。
Probably one of the greatest ways to show her reliving her past. Nothing too over the top, just the horror and pain of it still on her mind and shown on her saddened face.
愛してる。
Also, take another one here for this super poignant pause she takes at the end of her painful set of memories, just not moving at all. How you gonna keep filling it with so much life, though?
ではこちら3コルスのお戻しです。
This scene is getting a win purely because I haven't a clue if these characters are CGI or not. They look so good.
もうすぐ電波塔も完成しますし、そうすれば
Stunning!
電話はもっと普及しますよ。
そうね。いろんなことが変わっていくわね。この郵便車だって少しずつ変わってくるわ。
Also, take one here for introducing this reality check for the company, that they're becoming obsolete slowly in what's quite a melancholy scene, to be honest. A stunningly good-looking shot there, which gets a win because even sports anime don't often do scenes such as that.
ご迷惑だったでしょうか。
いや、だがわざわざこんなところに来なくとも、せっかくの休みの日に。
Odd win, but makes me feel warm inside to see him still treating her better now, as was resolved towards the very end of the series.
戦争が終わってもう何年経った。分かっているだろう。
This brief but serious representation of the fatalities of their war, rather than just using words, they give us an image like this, showing the size and scale the war must have been.
バイオレット。
違うよ。それはバイオレットじゃなくてパンジーって言うんだ。
もう二度と会えなくても。
Are you absolutely freaking kidding me? I don't even know if this is recent or not. They can have a max 2 wins for this reveal. I'm shocked. I just adore these beautiful changes to the original soundtrack, still easily recognizable but now equally beautifully different to the original.
リス、誰か来てたの？
Oh, kawaii!
それでどれだけかける？
3つ。ユリス様、先ほどのは一般的な料金です。ですが当社にはお子様割引がございます。ですのでこの缶に入っているお金でユリス様が満足いただけるお手紙をご依頼いただけます。
Violet is such an endearing sweetheart!
手紙書いて。お父さんに。
お父さん。
Dear Lord, look at that scenery! Yeah, go on then. Genuinely 100% unexpected plot twist.
いや、いいんだ。これを。
それは私の届けに来てくださったのですか？
I'm glad that moment didn't ruin anything between them. I was really shocked because he came all the way out there to give the ribbon back and she borderline attacks him without thinking. That was nuts, but everything is calm and so I am also thusly.
中に弟がよく読んでいた本や遊び道具がある。もし欲しいものがあれば。
いただいてもいいのですか？
ガラクタばかりだぞ。
伺います。船を停泊させているところまで伺います。
Oh, it like physically hurts my heart, but in the very best of ways. I'm being flooded over with feelings of warmth. Not only because he's being nice to her, but I remember the picture of he and his little brother as kids, and it's like I can see him remembering him when he talks to her. God, I love that. Also, take another one here for a win I brought up during the series, that being the exquisite use of extra frames on everyone's facial reactions. It really works so well to portray how they're feeling that most anime just can't afford to do. I mean, you're probably looking at several long hours of work just to do someone briefly looking down in sadness, not to mention everything else that goes into the full motion. Okay, so 2 wins here. The first one is for this memory of his, seeing how far she has come from the first time he took her out for a meal. And the second win is for this food on display. It looks genuinely delicious. As I always say, it's like Food Wars up in here, meaning they spent way longer on the food than you'd expect, like it's an anime about food.
バイオレットの言う通りよ。いつまで経っても心配ばかりじゃね。
Cute Bowsies! It's just painful seeing them as youngsters. I think I mentioned it during the series, but it really helps put the older brother in a better light when you see what he also lost when his brother seemingly died, although now your boy is thinking differently, naturally.
この本もゲーム版もいただいてよろしいのですか？
二度と会えない。忘れろ。などと。俺だって忘れることはできない。結局のところ。あいつは俺の弟だからな。
I know things were made a lot better previously, but have a win for him actually giving a proper apology for the past. I'm sure that meant a lot to her, as displayed on her reaction to him saying it.
はい。
Also, it's another repeat from the series, but a win should also be given to her little reactions. Just as mentioned before, her face rarely changes. She's very stoic, but they do subtle little changes that give away a lot about how she's feeling, and that's so well done, like right here.
多くの手紙を書いてまいりましたので、言葉にも態度にも気持ちにも表と裏があって目に見えるものが全てではないのだと少しずつ分かってまいりました。
I love seeing this. It's true character progression from where she started off, barely able to comprehend any human emotions whatsoever, writing the most basic of basic letters, and now she's plucking his emotions from his vague statements with ease. It's wonderful to see.
みんなには俺が天国に行ったその日に渡してから郵便局に知らせてもらうように頼んでおくから。
Such a simple but beautiful way of showing how upset Violet is at this notion.
僕、リュカがさ、お見舞いに来たいって言ったのに来るなんて。リュカとは小さい頃から仲が良くて、いつも一緒に走り回ってた。でも僕の足も腕も細くなって、こんな姿見られたくなくて。
Learning the real reason why he didn't want his childhood friend to come and visit him and the brutal words used in describing why. That really pierced my heart.
お題は
Bless her heart.
ユリ様看護師さんをお呼びします
Well, that was plain old awful.
社長が心配するからと帰っていったよ。
Massive credit here as well for building a scene indoors. We know they can do it effortlessly outside, where it's admittedly more difficult to pull off, but they also do a brilliant job inside. Just so much goes into setting the scene, making it feel real and lived in.
貴様が言うな!
That realistic action that he was about to draw his firearm. I feel like in most other anime he'd be an unmoving background character, but this is what would really happen, so I appreciate that.
ちょっと話があるんだけど。
何でしょう
まだ確認したわけじゃない。もしかしたら違うかもしれない。
翔さんですか何か分かったのですかギルベルト少佐のことが何か分かったのですか
This entire scene just showing her rarely seen feelings fully on display again when learning that there's news about him.
何かおかしなところはないでしょうか随分と年月が経ってしまいましたが少佐は私のことがお分かりになるでしょうか
This can then tack onto the previous win as an additional one because it really is so rare to see her so flustered and everything like this. It's even got me slightly on edge and I'm just writing the script. You can't create an image as detailed as that and only show it for 1.5 seconds and not expect a win?
他の会社と共に国の事業になり、元の建物は博物館になっていた。
Seamlessly transitioning to the future once again so smoothly, it legit caught me off guard, and now sadness once again envelops me as I see the old post office empty, devoid of life and turned into a museum.
カモメは舞うあなたの空を貝は潜むあなたの底にあなたは愛を注ぐあなたと寄り添い続けるたゆたうあなたに身を委ねて
So much rich life injected into this world. I'm given a feeling of reality as I witness culture, daily life, clothing differences and more blasted into my face in just mere seconds, creating life in this new scene right away.
海でなく戦場で死ぬなどご先祖様に申し訳が立たん。
ライデンの人なんかみんな死んじゃえばいいのに。
Perhaps gaining a small glimpse into why he's chosen to remain silent all of this time to those around him as to who he really is. That was well done, and again, without exposition.
有名なドールが書いたものなんですって。バイオレット・エヴァーガーデンっていう。
Ah, this!
翔さん、本当にお久しぶりです。祈りが通じて。 願いが叶ってお会いできたら
Credit here to showing the whole journey as well, serves to really give an understanding of the scope of their world and how long it takes to travel from one location to another, rather than hopping on a boat and we're there!
君は少しここで待っててくれるかな
私も行きます待ちます少佐にお目にかかれるのでしたらいつまでも待ちます
Bless her damn heart, man. Such passion in those words. Great voice acting too. Things like this are so simple but so well done. A deep breath to try and steady herself after coming all of this way and then being forced to wait a little bit longer.
右手がないけど左手だけで鉄棒できるんだ。走るのも速いよね。すごく速い。
What a brilliantly elegant way by which to tell Violet and also us about his situation.
誰だい?
That was so nicely done. What a strangely powerful impact that editing choice created.
突然訪ねてきてすまん。なぜここが？子供の手紙を代筆しただろう。
This is so weird!
バイオレットちゃんが生きていることは知ってたのか？ああ。だったらなぜ会いに来てやらなかったんだ？バイオレットちゃんは、あの子はずっとお前を待って。
私があの子を不幸にしたんだ! Yeah, I felt that ounce of his rage in that moment. I felt the exact same way, filled with confusion and anger at him knowing that she lived, and yet remaining dead for all intents and purposes in spite of how he knew it would make her feel. Of course, we, the viewer and Dio, were also aware of how she's been affected every step of the way, which makes it hurt more too.
私がそばにいない方がいいんだ。
This is just plain old awful, to be honest.
君は私のことを憎んでいるか？
質問の意図がわかりません。
君は道具ではないと言いながら、私は君を使って。
Scenes like this go a long way of filling us in on why he feels the way he does right now. In his mind, he's worried, I suppose, that re-entering Violet's life will only serve to change her, to take away any freedom she might be enjoying at this point in her life.
少佐にはお会いになられたのですよね。腕と目を負傷された以外はご無事だったのですよね。ではお目にかかれるのですよね。まだ任務中でいらっしゃいますか？したら終わるまでお待ちします。
そうじゃない。
では夜まで。
バイオレットちゃん。
Such a painfully simplistic approach she's taking. It's innocent and childlike and just makes it hurt all the more.
では明日。
そうだな。明日また俺があいつに会って話してみる。
Take a win here for him in this scene too as a character, hugely non-one-dimensional. He knows how much this means to her, and like a father, he cannot crush what hope she has left by making it clear what the Major actually doesn't want, and instead does this. Shows how much he deeply cares for her as well. Few anime studios seem to be able to do weather effects this well. It's actually nerve-wracking and nothing has happened yet, but just knowing how physically close they are.
今の君に私は必要ない。それに君がいると私は思い出してしまう。
It's legit too painful, bruh. Like, what a way to go about crafting this excellent story. It could have been so easy to have them cross a pretty field towards one another, locking arms and embracing upon reaching their destinations. But instead, we're given this much more realistic and especially heartbreaking situation.
君が私の命令を聞いて両腕を失って。
Also have one more here as a follow-up to win number 81, because he's also wanting to keep her away due to his actions being what led to her losing both of her arms. I hadn't really considered that, since I'm now so used to her situation, but it's not something he'd just overlook and it makes sense. Two lots of wins here. Firstly, it's for that powerful step backwards she did. That felt very poignant, as it was essentially her daring to take a step away from the one person she's been metaphorically running towards all of this time. But then the rest of the scene could just go ahead and take a maximum 2 wins for how well crafted it was, with excellent voice acting from him there as well. He cares so deeply for her.
戻ります。
え？バイオレットちゃん、戻るってこんな嵐の中
Even though it's not logical, as is pointed out to her, it does show how much she cares for those she has written for, that her first thought is to selflessly walk out in the middle of a storm in order to go to him. Either way, she cares about her promise, and I love that and her.
もっと急いでよ。
分かってるって。
I swear only Violet Evergarden could create such an impactful and edge-of-your-seat kind of scene from this. It taps into emotion so well it's scary. More not running on the spot because why not?
書いてほしい手紙があるんでしょ。
Man, that's so sad. To see him so weak now. Oh!
ユリス。
ユリス。
ユリス。もう大丈夫だからね。
Another, for me, great non-exposition way of letting us know that she probably really wishes that Violet was there doing that particular job at that time. Maybe because she feels overwhelmed or that she may not be up to it, but that's well done, since it's all in the facial reactions.
もしもしだよ。
ユリス。
うん。リュカ。ごめん。 ごめんなさい。そしたら窓からユリスの顔ちょっと見えた。
Oh god, that's so sad.
ユリス。僕たちずっと友達だったろ。これからもずっと友達でいようね。
うん。よかった。
This anime kills me. Don't think I've literally ever cried so much at anything else than this anime. Take a second win here for also showing them jump into action to provide this phone call really late at night. Shows as a company how much they care, and obviously as individuals too. One hell of a powerful scene. Take 2 max wins for that right there.
お母さんが焼くパンケーキ美味しかった。お父さん魚釣りもキャンプも楽しかったよ。大好きだよ。ユリス。
The letter to his parents.
怒ったり意地悪したりしてごめんね。でもお前が生まれた時すっごく嬉しかった。僕をお兄ちゃんにしてくれてありがとう。僕の分もたくさん生きて、それから僕の分もお父さんとお母さんを大切にして仲良くしていっぱい甘えて。
お兄ちゃんありがとう。僕嬉しい。
ありがとう。 ユリス。
And the letter to his little brother too.
出てこなかったらドアをぶち破ってあいつをぶん殴ってでも。
いいえ。冗談です。明日の便で戻ります。郵便車に。お声も聞けて。私はもうそれだけで十分です。
Amazing seeing how far she's come from the start to here. Her priorities have really changed so much. More so now with everything that happened on the island. In some ways, it could even be said that his actions brought about quite a positive change, finally fully relinquishing her from his duty, as it were. Let me know your thoughts down below. Stunning few shots.
あんただけが証拠とはない。この島から若い男たちがいなくなったのも、あの戦いで多くの人が死んだのも、わしらみんなのせいかもしれん。みんな傷ついとったんじゃ。みんな。
This old man's words, perhaps trying to impart some wisdom to a young man troubled by the things he's done in life and in the war especially, trying to give him some amount of peace because he knows he's not a bad person.
確かにいいところだがな。
Never thought I'd give a plot twist for something calm like this, but damn straight plot twist!
のうのうと生きてたくせに、おふくろの葬儀にも顔を出さなかったんだな。まあ、お前の分もバイオレットがおふくろを訪ね、毎月墓に参ってくれているがな。
I'm dropping a late win here because for some unknown reason it never twigged in my mind that it was his mother that Violet had been visiting the grave of. Such a wonderful woman she is!
幼かった彼女がもっと楽しい時間を過ごせるように、可愛らしいものを慈しめるように、美しいものに心躍らせるように。
The lovely things he wanted for a young Violet, so simple yet so pure at the same time, just wanting her to be able to find joy, to take happiness in everyday small things like other children. This anime has done such a stupidly great job during this movie and the series of turning simplistic things into near poetry to my mind.
これが少佐に宛てて書く最後の手紙です。私が今生きて誰かを思えるようになったのはあなたのおかげです。私を受け入れてくださってありがとうございました。本を読んでくださったり、文字やいろいろなことを教えてくださって、いつもそばに置いてくださってありがとうございました。
Just a really simple and lovely series of words in her letter, displaying her ascent from being a nobody, a tool for war, to being a woman filled with emotions, now able to fully understand the world and everyone in it, to be a part of others' joy. Stunning music as well throughout, and well worth 2 wins.
みんな簡単には素直になれないものだな。ブーゲンビリアの家は俺が継ぐ。お前はもう自由になれ。
His brother taking on the responsibility for the family and seeing them as kids again only made the scene sweeter by understanding that people do hide their feelings so often. Like I felt in my heart how he wished he had been better that day he gave his brother the hat. Pretty much the greatest not running on the spot of all time. Music as well goes so well with the scene. It's hard to believe that that was from the series and used in a different way. Between the music and them trying to reach each other, it's already crossed the threshold for 2 more max wins.
私は君を傷つけた。私は君が思うような男じゃない。きっと君にふさわしくない。それでも今でも君を愛してる。君の涙を拭いたい。
Gorgeous writing, gorgeously edited and voiced and animated, pure beauty in that masterly crafted moment, and I for one am not going to soon forget it. 2 wins.
愛してる。
I can't let that shot go by without a mention either. It'd be criminal. Oh, that voice acting! So powerful! Oh, my heart! One more for likely the final ever Violet Evergarden scenery shot. I really appreciate the story checking in on them one final time as well, just letting us know before departing for good that they're all well and they're okay. That's so good looking, and I know someone or a group spent a long time making that. Take a win with my absolute gratitude in tow.
今はもうその郵便局も町の通りに移転したらしい。
I still don't understand how they do it, but again I'm weirdly emotional at seeing the site, knowing that they once stayed there and a lovely old woman ran the place, and now it's abandoned, and it makes me sad, man.
名前は
バイオレット・エヴァーガーデン。
Ah, this. Well played.
言葉で言えなくても手紙ならできるかも。
Taking the time to do a handwritten letter. Just like during the series, it always gets props. So much extra effort, it's nuts.
伝えたいあの人は今この時にしかいないから。パパ、ママ、ありがとう。
Her still using the same medium as Violet did all those years ago to tell someone important to her that she loves them. Seeing Violet one final time here. And then both of them together at the very end. What a movie. I adored that, and it meant a great deal to me. I think as much as I'd have loved to have seen some of their life together after she retired, we were given glimpses of that, and then it's up to us how wonderful their life was. And in my mind, it was long, happy, and filled with joy together. This movie really tells you that you should tell people how you feel about them. It'll all be over one day, we'll all be gone. So as painful as it can sometimes be, speak your mind. Be kind. That's my takeaway. Thank you all so much for joining me on this journey. I hope you enjoyed the video. I spent a long time making it, so I hope it makes you happy. As always, a like and a comment would help me to reach as many people as possible. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon too to join me for all of my new projects coming soon. And as always, Patreon is linked down below for anyone who wants to support me during these difficult times of YouTube bugs stopping me from earning as I should. And of course, I'll see you in whatever video you choose to watch next. Bird Without a Word, Nathan Burr, Ali 50, Darth Weirdo, Isael Caldera, Tyler, Ted L, Josh, Matt the Marshmallow, Kieran Robinson, Chris Harris, Yona Stahl, Manolo Saucedo Munoz, Steelers, Matthew Blanchett, Kim Munt, Manuel Mireles, Carnito, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Blitzcloud, Aurakeeper, Keppa, Juffa6263, Magnus, Kevin Nelter, Brendan Kriya, The Epic Commander, Sentimento, Gaten 2000, Storm 970, Inakami and Water, Kaj Vorzelman, Sebastian Ramirez, Your Edvinson, Leaf Arn Hammer, Marquez.